business has a lot to do with gardening. As you can see here on my left, I've got this plant and it's quite big, especially when you compare it to this plant here. But what if I told you we bought both of these plants at the same time? I want to cover 3 main points about what plants have to do with business and take you through one of my personal favorite hobbies, watching things grow. So I want to get a little bit into the story of these 2 plants. This one here I've had for about 1.5 years, and I've put in a lot of work into making sure that all of the conditions were optimal, including the lighting, the nutrition, everything to do with the plant that you don't need to know about unless you're into plants. I've put into this one. This one on the right has been inside of a room that's a little bit darker. It's had a little bit less care put into it because the person who is managing this plant has had a little less time to look after it. So we bought these plants at the same time. They've had the same amount of time to grow. What's the difference? Growth in your garden and in your business will be established in the same way. Much like plants, in a business, you can't force it to grow. Ultimately, business growth happens due to careful planning, execution, and management. You can't force or make a business grow without the right conditions, in the same way that you can't expect a plant to get any bigger if you don't provide it with the right sun and nutrients. Plants and businesses take time to reach their full potential. Don't expect to wake up the next day and have a fully grown tree. In the same way, I don't want you to wake up tomorrow expecting to have a multi-million-dollar business. Achieving success means taking the time that it needs to learn everything you need to know about business, as well as creating a comprehensive plan to get you where you need to be. When making a business, focus on growth-oriented activities. This is going to be marketing, customer service, maybe even product development. And with all of these things figured out, you're really going to generate positive long-term success. Now, if you can build the fundamentals, the rest will simply fall into place. Just make sure you're playing the long game. Don't get caught up in today, and create a strategy around both your community and what you enjoy so that your product will become successful. Going off of time, the more you improve your knowledge, the better your business will do in the long term. In the same way that if you don't understand how a plant's growing, you won't see any growth. The quicker you can improve your knowledge, the faster you'll see improvements in both the way your business operates and who's coming to your business. I've gained a lot of knowledge while growing this plant, and over time I've adjusted my strategies to optimize growth over time. So you don't have to start your business knowing everything, but you have to go in knowing that you're going to learn everything you need to know and committing yourself to that. With a greater understanding of finance, marketing, accounting, you ultimately drive up your bottom line through understanding. By expanding your knowledge, you increase your ability to make correct financial decisions, and over time you'll see this grow exponentially. You may even find new growth opportunities that you didn't even know existed before you did your research. If you don't have all the time in the world to throw into your business, that's okay. Even if you just put that little amount of effort, you'll still see some levels of success, although it may not be the same as if you throw in all of your effort. For example, this plant here, there's still been effort put into this plant. It may not have had the optimal conditions, but we still see success nevertheless. On the other hand, if you're able to spend all your time and energy, you may see an increased level of success in a shorter amount of time. For example, this plant. But that doesn't mean that you still won't achieve success if you spend the amount of time that you can on it. The key is not to let your work overwhelm your ability to get things done. By taking one step at a time, you can really sit down and focus on what's important to you, and you can categorize your goals based on importance. When you have an action plan and you know what you need to attack first, it gives you a direction. That direction will be the start to your business. And if your growth is slower than you like, don't get discouraged. You're going to get there in the end. Just as this one takes longer to get to this size, it's going to take however long it takes. As long as you don't give up, you will eventually reach your goals.